All right, everybody. It is the broadcast of the Ebony Star Network, sponsored by the E Nation. Misery Gene. It was brought to our attention by a crazy man. But is he on to something? We don't know. We'll find out. We're also going to talk about black people embracing enemies as a debate topic and what we need to do to stop it. We're also going to talk about selling out to the sellout. We now have black people who are selling out to known sellouts. So the sellouts, the known sellouts, are amassing a sellout army. It's all up on Black Ops Debate. Let's do it. Let's go. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Black Ops Debate. Shout out to my new mod, Mono Islander, our first mod from the international community, something that we're proud of. And we hope to get many more from the international community as we are opening up this platform to the rest of the world. And, to invite all opinions and all different walks of life. I always say one of the things about the world that I like is that everybody's different. You have a different opinion. You have a different way of looking at the world. You don't have one closed minded view like you have on Real Brother Network. Somebody who has the stones to say that they are the only ones who are telling the truth and that everybody else is lying and that his way is the only way. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and the fact that people actually listen to that and follow that is insane in itself. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, just watching that travesty over there, listening to that travesty over there, reminds me of almost slavery. And you know, when our people were at their worst and when they were in their worst, you know, being treated the worst way that they can possibly be treated, kind of makes you wonder if some people over there are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. And you know what? And I'm so sick and tired of fighting black people over bad black people. What are we doing here? Why are good black people fighting black people over bad black people? Now, I don't necessarily know that the people that come up against me are good black people, but I've never had a confrontation with them before until RBR. The fact that someone would come and defend him is amazing to me. And then we'll go and tell lies about what transpired over here is even more amazing. It would seem like he's having a positive, negative influence on people over there. Positive for him, but negative for black people and negative for the person that he's influenced because they are adopting his lying and delusional ways. Case in point, a young girl came over the other day named Kaya, and she described the events that took place over here. But when she got back to this channel, she told a different story. She told a story about the way things unfolded over here that never occurred. So is she adopting his delusional ways? Apparently so. I guess some people like the fact that you know, he's crazy and that they're crazy and that he can, you know, they admire the way that he lies on people and that he lies all the time and he lies so much to the point where he can lie on you and get away with it. I think some people admire that about him. And they're probably studying that. I think that's what's going on. You know, they're probably studying on how to do that and incorporate that into their lives. That's the only thing I can think of. And why would you defend somebody like that? Because you're trying to learn something from him. You're trying to be um, you're trying to learn his dirty tactics or his sneaky ways because you think that you can utilize them better than him. See, some people feel that a person may have a crafty way about them, right? Or they may have a very unique way about them, but they're not utilizing it right. And they feel that they can utilize it better. So they study the person and they protect the person until they master what it is that that person has. Then after that, they let the person go. They don't care about them no more because now they don't got what they want, right? So you probably have people over there that are learning how to master his way of lying. They don't necessarily care how he's doing it for himself. They care about mastering it so they can do it the way they want to do it. Now, am I surprised that people are lying? No, I'm not. Because if you've been around, if you stay around something long enough, eventually it will start to rub off on you, even if you don't mean it to. So that's why I try to stay around positive areas. I stay around positive people because eventually this stuff will rub off on you, and you start doing things without realizing that you're doing them. So she comes over here and you know purposely starts a confrontation over here, but goes back over there and tell a different story, and then proceeds to get into some kind of chaotic battle with a woman over there that's no different than RBR. And then I had Yvette in my chat, who I'm really surprised at. And shout out to Yvette W. But I'm really surprised at your last comment. I didn't get a chance to address it, name address it for me, but let me properly address it, Yvette. You said, right? Why am I trying to change him? I don't understand what you've been looking at. And I'm not being disrespectful, but I have no idea what you've been watching. You know, what do you know, that comment right there really bothered me. I had to think about it. I had to think about how I was going to address this because you know me, man. I'm not going to disrespect my black women. I love my black women. But apparently she's confused about something that I want to address. And it really bothered me when she made that comment. Stop trying to change him. I'm like, what? What? I'm like, what is it that she's looking at? Does she have something wrong? Yvette, do you have something wrong? I mean, I don't understand. What makes you think where did I give any indication that I'm trying to change RBR? Yvette W, I'm talking to you. I'm trying to be polite. I don't want to be mean about it. I'm just got a question. I'm just a little curious. Where do what gave you the impression that I was trying to change this lunatic? Can you type that in the chat for me? And then can you look out for her response? Okay. Shout out to Mela in the chat. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Mella. Hey, Chipotle Man, Yvette. Hi, Manoa
Yeah,
Islander.
Yvette W. Yeah, Yvette W. Can you please explain why you said, why am I trying to change RBR? I have no idea where you're coming from with that. That comment kind of bothered me, but I didn't have a chance to respond to it properly. Okay, can you explain to me where you even get that indication from? I mean, it's clear, everybody can clearly see that I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate what he represents. I'm trying to stop him because I don't like what he's doing to black people. I don't like what he's doing to black women. I don't like how he treats black children. So, what gave you any indication that I'm trying to change this guy? So, dang, that kind of threw me for a loop. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that comment really, really threw me for a loop. I hope she can explain what she meant by that because that comment threw me for a loop. I mean, I've heard some comments that were either outplaced or misunderstood, but that one right there threw me for a serious loop. Because I mean, I don't know what indication gave. Where did she get? I don't understand. Because I am not trying to change this fool. I'm trying to eliminate this dude. This is what I mean by our sisters interfering with men like me who are built to protect women and children, you know, defending these guys. See, when you make comments like that are so way out there, they tend to give us pause, which takes away from the focus. So now I have to stop and turn back and be like, okay, what is this all about? What do you mean change? I don't get. Okay, what did she say in the chat? What is she saying?
Okay, she's saying, I remember a month ago you stated you think RBR can be helped. That's why you continue to have dialogue with him as well as invite him to the panel. Then, as time went on, you had a change of heart.
Okay. Okay. So then, if you recognize that, again, I still don't understand. What I mean, if I thought that he could be helped one time, I surely don't think that now. So I'm not understanding why I still haven't. Can you get to the part where you? I don't mean to be facetious or disrespectful, but can you get to the part where you believe that I am trying to change him? That's the part I need you to get to. I got the origin. I get all that. You're right. I did at one point thought that he could be helped. I did. But once I realized he couldn't be helped, and then when I see him do certain things that were irreprehensible, my mind completely changed. Now I'm no longer in the mindset of him being helped. Now I'm in the mindset that he has to go. Okay, because he's a complete danger to the black community. He's a bully to black women. He's a very disrespectful old geezer that hates black people, hates black women, and has no respect for black children. So, so can you get to the part to where I'm trying to change him? Can you get to that part, please? I appreciate it. And Yvette, you know, I love you. You know, I'm just curious because that knocked me for a loop. You know, that stopped the Black Knight in his tracks. Made me turn back and look. I'm like, what? I mean, change him. You know. But anyway, while she's doing that, let me go on to what's going on, Black Jerusalem. Loving these new names I'm starting to see. You know, I'm hoping that it's opening up to the international community. It's the first time I've seen Black Jerusalem. Shout out to you. Loving the new names that I'm seeing, and I hope you guys are spreading the word. If you're from the international community, spread the word that this platform is now open to the international community. If you're from the UK, if you're from Australia, if you're from England or Austria, Ireland, Scotland, I don't care where you're from. Come on in. We'll figure it out when you get here. Okay? Come
Hmm.
on in. All right? We'll figure it out when you get here. Now, getting back. Oh, okay. So while Yvette is hopefully getting me straight on what she meant about trying to change him, let's get to the part where, um, hey, Miss FedEx, let's get to the part about the misery gene. Now, Dame has uncovered something about, well, not the misery gene, but something about being miserable, right, Dame?
The misery gene.
Well,
Well,
not the
that's
misery gene itself, right?
now it's a gene variant, but it's not
A
called a misery.
gene. It's not called the misery gene, right? Now, most likely RBR is going to try to take credit to that, but that's what I'm talking about. So he's a liar, so expect him to say that, right? But anyway, this was something about misery, right? Like they were saying something about people being prone to.
Oh yeah. People are predisposed to. Let's see. How did they put that?
Wait a minute, you said you She said she was speaking past tense.
What? What? Wait. Um, Max, I was speaking past tense.
I don't get that either. Do you? You know what she mean by
Oh
that?
no. I guess you. If it's from the original um statement, she was saying that why were you wasting your time trying to change him? Or she's talking about which y'all was just talking about. what she had just said earlier.
Well, I never said that I could change him or thought I could change him. At one point, I thought that he could be helped. Maybe somebody professional could help him a little bit. I never thought that he could. I never tried to change him. I don't even know. All right, well, okay, well, it is what it is. We're gonna drop it because I really don't know what that's about. But to be clear, I'm not trying to change this fool. I'm trying to get rid of this fool. Okay, I think that he's become an absolute danger to black people, especially the black women. He's a bully to black women, and he's disgusting when it comes down to the treatment of black children. So I'm definitely not trying to change him. I'm actually trying to get him up out of here. I don't mean kill him or anything. Just trying to get him off of social media and away from black people. So we ain't got to hear that nonsense. He can go do that on some white fucking social media networks and go over there and bother them white folks and drive them crazy with his 99% and all that stuff. You know, my problem is we have to stop embracing enemies. When are we going to stop embracing our enemies? I said earlier, this social media, this isn't entertainment. People are taking this extremely seriously. People now are taking their lives online and they're real serious about it. And the influence that they run into here online, they're carrying out in real life. People have gotten correlations together. They created crews, they created gangs, they created factions, guilds, right here on social media, and they're for real. This maybe was entertainment at one point, maybe 30 years ago, but today, social media isn't entertainment. Social media is a very, very big part of real life now. Look at Twitter, look at Facebook, look at YouTube. It's all intertwined in our lives. It's not entertainment anymore. It's another avenue for us to live our lives. It's another avenue for us to carry out things in our lives. It's another avenue for us to communicate with more people to get them down with our cause. This is not entertainment. What is Yvette saying? Yeah, damn, I can't see the chat, but I did see her
Okay.
name.
Okay, she goes. I know you don't have like views with RBR now. I'm following along as to what's going on between you and RBR. I get it. He's a compulsive liar.
Why does that sound like it should be more? All right, okay, Yvette W. I hear what you're saying. Not sure. Okay, I don't. All right, well, let me move on. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know. These younger generation kids, I have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, and like I was saying, this is not entertainment. Somebody mentioned this be entertainment. No, not anymore. Maybe 30 years ago, 20 years ago, it was entertainment. Not anymore. This is real shit now. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the last 2 years, but what happens online is happening in real life. People are taking this shit. People are taking this shit and bringing it into real life. They are forming this shit online. They're talking about it. They're creating factions. They're getting their courage up, and they're carrying this out in real life. Groups are getting together and they're meeting in secret places. discussing their ideologies. Social media has given you the ability to create relations halfway across this world or all the way across this world. That is not entertainment. The right connection can yield serious dividends. That's not entertainment. And when you have factions forming together by the hundreds and they're following an ideology that is harmful to a particular a person or a sex, that's not entertainment. Okay? So whoever said earlier that this was entertainment, I'm not sure what planet you're living on. And maybe you're out of touch with reality. This is not entertainment. This hasn't been entertainment in over 20 years. Okay? And some people consider paying a lot of you talking about, well, I just use this as entertainment. No, you don't. Stop it. See, we got a problem. You know what? A lot of us are phonies. Straight up phonies. Because we either narcissists or we full of ourselves. Or we think too much of ourselves that we think very little of others. Okay? A bunch of fakes, a bunch of flakes, a bunch of phonies. Well, I just use this for entertainment. No, you don't. Stop it. Don't nobody use social media for entertainment anymore. Even if you watch cartoons or videos, listen to music, right? It's no different than what you would do in real life. All you're doing is just using social media to replace the things that you would do in real life. If you didn't have social media, you would probably have headphones on listening to music. If you didn't have social media, you'd probably be sitting in the living room watching TV. This is real life now. Social media is as much as a part of our life as breathing now. Everybody and their mama everybody and their mama with a damn smartphone is involved in social media. Okay? We either on our damn phones or we on our computers. We either on our goddamn computers or we on our phones. Somebody get that bot out of here.
He's gone.
Uh, yeah, okay. Hold on one second. What is she saying? What's Miss Chantel saying?
Okay, she's saying if a war should if a war should take place against any YouTubers, is black men manosphere, and there's many of them on YouTube calling out war on black women. They should
You know
be
what?
brought to the
Black,
media.
Jeru- Black Jerusalem just said something very interesting, right? I'm assuming he's talking about RBR, right? And he said that, we may not agree with dude's views, but he's entitled to have them. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm one of these people, right? That I don't believe that everything should be said. Because some things that are said are very, very damaging and they're very, very influential. You have to understand something. We have people out here with different levels of mentality. Everybody's mentality isn't the same. Now, a person that may have a weak mentality may be a person strong enough to carry out the act of actually killing someone, right? So you take a person that has the heart to kill someone who has a weak mentality, and then you let him be influenced by someone who has absolute hatred for the opposite sex. And now that weak mentality now is attached to the heart that's willing to kill someone. So I don't know if we should be on this. Well, he or she has the right to say, well, I don't know about that. I understand freedom of speech, but I think some things need to be censored a little bit, depending on what's being said. I don't believe everything should be said, especially in mainstream society, because there's too much negative influence that can be created. And we're talking about people who are already in a situation where many of them are impoverished and don't have a fucking choice. They can't get jobs. They're desperate. Look at RBR. When he was down on his luck, what did he do? He turned to trying to move drugs, try to get a big payday. End up giving his mans up to keep himself out of jail. But look what he turned to do. And he was cowardly in nature. Look what he tried to do. He was too cowardly to do the time for the crime that he committed because he gave his mans up. But look at what he tried to do. So imagine someone out here who has the heart to kill somebody. They also have a weak mentality, and they listen to some motherfucker talking about some kill black women, kill black men. You know, I don't know, man. I think we need to come up off. I think we need to take another look. Okay, because you're saying that if you're willing for everyone to say anything and everything and don't censor anything, then you're willing to protect everybody from everything. So if you're going to allow everybody to say whatever they want to say and influence whatever they want, then you should be able to protect everybody, right? But what would you say? Well, I can't protect everybody. Well, if we can't protect everybody, then everybody shouldn't be allowed to say certain shit. I'm not saying that you should be censored altogether. I'm saying certain things need to be censored. Like some fool standing on the corner of the bullhorn talking about, you know, I hate black people, or I hate white people, or I hate Asian people, or I hate green people, I want them all to die. Somebody like that should be censored. Or some nutcase on the corner talking about we need to abort male babies or we need to abort female babies. Somebody like that needs to be censored. I'm not saying you should be censored because, you know, the Raiders lost and you cussed out John Gruden, and then you tripping on a soap opera. The girl that done broke up with the guy, and he a bastard, and you know. And you don't cuss them out. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm not talking about none of our everyday mumbo jumbo BS. I ain't talking about none of that. Everything's still going to be the same with the exception of a few things. See, if I had a city and I had my way with the law, right? You ain't going to just be running your mouth like that. I'm telling you that right now. You're not going to be on my corners talking about killing babies, throwing people out the fucking window. Not on my corners. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You're not going to be talking about being a racist and inciting other people to be fucking racist. You're not going to be on my corner talking about hurting somebody. I'm not doing with I'm not dealing with that. I ain't trying to have nobody create an army of killers who have low self-esteem and a weak mental. See, we got to be careful when we say, well, they have their right to say it. Well, does the people who they influence that has the weak mentality, do they have a right to come into a Starbucks and blow you away? Because they influenced by that person who you said had the right to spew that nonsense, that madness? Now think about this, Black Jerusalem. You saying that a guy like RBR has the right to call us Nazis, and coon ass niggas and dumbass niggas, right? But what if he influences a white kid who's crazy? And you in Starbucks or McDonald's or somewhere eating whatever with your wife, right? And he come in and start shooting everybody black in the room because he was influenced by RBR because he felt that the black Nazis were trying to kill everybody on earth. That lunatic says every day that if you're a black Nazi, you're trying to kill off your race and destroy the country. You're trying to kill everybody. He says this over and over and over again. What if he influenced? What if someone finally takes the bait? Who's listening to him? This has happened before. And he goes into a place to kill a bunch of black people because he thinks that they're Nazis and they're trying to get us all killed. And what if somebody what if he killed somebody that you loved? I don't know about you, but if it happened to me, I'm not gonna be on some shit. Well, he had a right to say it. If you still doing it after that, you better than me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna be on no shit like that. But nah, I feel that everybody shouldn't have a right to say whatever they want to say. I think there should be some censorship. Not saying a lot. I'm talking about out of 100, 2% of the shit we say should be censored. 98% or maybe 98.5% of the shit we say should be fine. 1.5% should be censored. You shouldn't be sitting out here. You shouldn't be allowed to be able. You should be censored on promoting extreme violence. Shouldn't be able to promote extreme violence because you can influence the weak-minded. Shouldn't be able to sit out here on course talking about kill babies, abort babies, because you can influence the weak-minded. Shouldn't be out here expressing hatred for either side of the sex, men or women, because you can influence the weak-minded. So now I'm not on board with all that. I do think some things need to be censored. I'm talking about a little tiny bit. I ain't talking about stopping everybody from running their mouth. What the fuck you gonna do? Stop everybody from running their damn mouth, man. I'm saying 98.5% of the shit that we say is fine. But 1.5% should be, censored. I'm talking about the extreme shit. Like RBR should be censored by running around here talking about we're all fucking black Nazis and that we're trying to kill everybody black on earth and we're trying to, overthrow the government and we're trying to destroy the country. Y'all laughing at that shit, right? Everybody don't think that shit's funny. Somebody is taking him seriously. Look at the following he got. Look at people who are already willing to lie for him and defend him, right? If you got those people, how far-fetched is it to believe that someone is taking him seriously and believe that black people are Nazis and are trying to kill everybody on earth? How far-fetched is that? Giving light to what you've already seen happen in this country. How far-fetched is that? Damon, you all right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I wasn't on mute. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that, Black Jerusalem, that YouTube is a platform that allows people to broadcast themselves, but it doesn't mean that YouTube can't be challenged. Just because they have a platform that lets people broadcast themselves, don't mean that they can't be challenged and that the content that's being broadcast can't be challenged.
I wonder if you and Black Jerusalem should just have him come on the panel and y'all talk it out. Yeah, yeah, it's that thin line of free speech and censorship. Free speech ain't really free, as they say. There's always a price. If you're willing to pay the price, then you say. But it's we're never judged the way others are. RBR could be just one crazy black man, and it be it. It just be him. He'd be individual. But we but he's not. He's looked at as a representative of us. hmm And then you got a bunch that are also defending him, excusing him, covering for him, backing him up when even though they know he's wrong. And it also goes that all you know we get painted with the brush that that we glorify our criminal elements, or you know our mentals and our crazy. Oh, okay. You're about to cook your food, Black Jerusalem. Hey, if you can type all that, you could probably cook and talk at the same time. It'd probably be easier. But it's a suggestion. RBR found a way to entertain himself and others. Hmm. Yeah, but not everybody sees it as entertaining. You know, some, because he's an elder, they believe that because he's an elder, he got wisdom, he lived life, he raised kids, he done things, you know. So they look at him as that way. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I got the phone line open, Mel. If you want to call in, yeah. And his platform is growing. Yeah. If he can recover from the JB Gunner initial debacle and still have people going with them and being there and letting and he's not protecting them. It's one thing to show, as he said, that for those who don't believe racism's still around, that that JB Gunn, white national, he's gonna call it N word. He's a white first. He believes no one's better than you, and whether he says he hates you or not, he still wants you beneath his boot. Just because he says it nicely don't mean he don't want to. Yeah, I can understand it one or two times for those who wants to believe that racism is no more, you know, because Obama is president. You know, this that's the thing of the past. A- and knowing all the obvious clues that it's still very much present in today, or That is those or that particular white person. Not all white people are like that. Hmm. Yeah, but they sure will cover and back up and side with them even when they wrong. They're reluctant to give them hold them accountable and give them time. You know, that's why we got to be all some kind of bad people. To excuse the wrong that was done to us. Yeah, what group of people where the victim gets put on trial um happens to. But anyway, Um I'm getting off track here. Let's see, Jesse Lee Peterson. Well, I think he said some crazy things too. And well, has he ever had a racist on the show that call black people the N word? Well, I don't know. Yeah, and don't check them. Okay, let's see. I remember when Cerulin used to go head to head with RBR, and he would just show him where he was wrong and move on. Even Abbymore gives RBR 5 minutes on his platform. Hmm. Let's see, the Candace Owens, the Kanye West, the Brian Gumble, Charles Barkley, Bill Cosby, etc. They all push self-hate and hatred of black people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we should turn our backs, but we don't. Even Candace Owens got a certain amount of uh, backup among black Republicans. Kanye West got those in the music industry, or just the fact that he married Kim Kardashian. Brian Gumble. Um, I don't really, I'm not certain with Brian Gumble, but as I said, most of us probably don't see an issue with him. You know, maybe he's mild mannered, but it's probably something I'm just not seeing. Charles Barkley. Okay, we got basketball fans that don't see him saying anything or doing anything that is harmful to the black community, but or that he hate blacks. Bill Cosby. I do know there's certain aspect of the black community he always talked down about and had a problem with. But as I said, how you let go of those fans? If this thing hadn't come out about him drugging women to have sex or fill them up or do all kind of other stuff, he would still have a lot of people that was fans of him. They even didn't like some of the things he said, but they still were fans, or they still supported him. But now that we know differently, anybody married outside of Ado's family self-hate, but some people that's hard, especially if it's their only children and stuff like that. You know, and I know of a couple of them. She can't do anything about her grown children, but her grandchildren, especially the grandsons of one of them, one of her children that went outside. They obviously look black. You can't tell there's a mixture. I don't even think they have their mother's phenotype too much. At least I don't see it. I don't see their mother often enough. Um, but she's been the most time with them. She's more involved with them because they they need to know that they're a black community in spite of their mother. You can love your mother all you want, but she's not going to understand the things you're going through, and they're already starting to see it. Cause the youngest boy I saw, he, okay, he had an issue. He was starting to realize that him and another boy who is white could do the same exact thing. Both get in trouble. He gets a call to his parents and sent home while the white boy goes to in school detention. So he gets to do his work and all that other stuff while he gonna face punishment when he gets home. And he was trying to explain to his mother that it wasn't fair. And his mother's like, "What did you do? You hadn't done what you do." He said, "Me and that boy did the same thing. I got sent home, and and y'all got caught. He gets he goes to in school detention, and he ain't in as much trouble." Okay, so so he went to he his older brother. His older brother was like, "Look, you need to face it. Mom ain't gonna get it. Mom not gonna understand. Mom's white, and she's a girl, and they already seen it. And they in let me see, middle school. At least the youngest one is in middle school. Well, no. When this incident happened, he was in elementary, and he's already seen it. His mom is not going to understand what he goes through. The unfairness of everything. His grandmother talked to him, his grandfather talked to him. He don't like it, but he's already understanding that he's being treated differently. I've seen kindergartners come to that realization. Okay, I'm getting off the topic here. Let me pull that back a little bit. Yeah, but so she doesn't, she don't care for it, don't like it, but she don't hold it against her grandchildren. She can't do anything about her grown children. They grown. They chose who they chose. You know. And but she's being there. She's holding on tight to her grandkids, even though they mix and stuff like that. But she's hauling them into the black community as much as she is able. Uh huh. Yeah. And I don't know about all her grandkids, but the two boys I was just talking about, they definitely are black. They know they're black. They know what it means to be black, and they know about the unfairness of the world towards black folks. And they stopped talking to mom about certain things, their mom about certain things, because she's not going to get it. She'll be angry on their behalf, but she's not going to get it. She don't live it. She ain't trying to live it or understand it. But anyway, all right. Okay, did I miss your phone call, Mela? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's funny. I didn't hear it ring. Okay, try again, Mela. Okay, try again, Mela. I didn't hear it ring, but I refreshed it. Maybe it froze up. So because I should be able to hear it coming through. Okay, let's see what here. Yeah, so yeah, we should turn our backs. They feel like they're not part of black community. or they don't accept the black community and they don't want to try to help with the black community. Hmm. Yeah, the black Republicans got them in my family. Well, I got one. The rest of us is Democratic. Excuse me a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Yeah, in fact, I remember my great aunt. She had to put her foot down about no political talk in the house because it was making everybody hot. uh, yeah, because this cousin, she was old enough that when before the changeover with Martin Luther King become Democrat, uh, a lot of black people, all black people were Republicans, and they switched over to Democrat Martin Luther King, because we to get a better deal on the situation. Well, some people switched back, but the rest of us didn't. We grew up.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I'm sorry about that, y'all. I fell off. But like I was saying, right? Listen, somebody said that Cerulean debated RBR and BJ. Let me tell you something. This ain't about no damn debate, okay? This is serious shit. This is about influencing young people in our community. You see, other races of people don't have people like RBR wandering around in their community. You know why? Because they know that he can be a detriment to the younger generation. So they remove people like they don't have people like this in their society. They get rid of people like this. I'm not saying they kill them, but they make sure they get them off the street and that they don't have any influence in the younger generation. See, other races of people understand how important it is for a young mind to be influenced the correct way. We don't give a shit about that. We let motherfuckers linger around, do whatever the fuck they want, and we want to say, well, that's on them. It's about self. They can say what they want to say. I'm gonna tell y'all gonna get enough of that. People saying what they want to say stuff. You think that a little bit of censorship is bad? I think no censorship is bad. I just simply do not believe that people should be allowed to say any goddamn thing they want to say because shit that you say can influence people with weaker mentalities. And that's always going to be depending on what kind of society that we live in. Now, we can't say, well, just because they're weak, don't mean that we shouldn't be able to say what we say. No, that's exactly what it means. Until we can figure out how to not create people with weak mentalities, that's exactly what it means. What's more important, defeating RBR in a debate or keeping him off the street of our neighborhood so he can't influence the young minds of our young generation? So he doesn't put that poison in their heads so that they don't walk around here thinking that we're black Nazis and we're trying to kill everybody on earth. You see, you got to understand something. When you listen to RBR as an adult, you're engaging in selfish thinking. So you're being selfish when you think about him. You don't realize it because you say, "Well, he can't influence me. He's an imbecile." I get it, but what about the younger generation? Are you thinking about them? You see, when he says to you that you're a black Nazi and that you're trying to kill everybody on Earth, you're an adult with a developed mind. You may look at it like he's fucking crazy. It's funny, right? But what about the younger generation? They don't see it quite the same way. And their minds aren't as developed as yours. They may see what he says is serious. Oh, we have black Nazis. They're trying to kill off black people. You know how easy it is to screw with the minds of these young people? Look at what they're doing with hip hop. Hip hop got these kids so screwed up that they're running around here in a cesspool of demonic energy. See? That's why it's important to deal with these kinds of the RBR is a threat to the black community. He is a blight on black society. And people like him, the Manosphere, SYSBM, the Cottage Community Red Pill, they are a blight on black society. Now, do you want to get rid of the blight? Or you want the blight to dominate your whole society? See, the woman that came up on my panel yesterday and defended RBR, she's in favor of the blight. Because she doesn't know any better. Whatever age she may be, her mind is already stuck on the arrow pointing backwards. And I'm aware of that. There's going to be people that's going to be on this guy's side because, for whatever reason, they're screwed up and they have nefarious intent. I get it. But if you want things to get better, you can't sit back and hope they get better. You have to make them better. You don't let a fool like this wander around in your neighborhood because you think somebody beat him in a debate. A fool like this running around in your neighborhood that has free reign to the younger generation is dangerous. See, we've never been a deliberate people, at least not that I've noticed. We've always been a very passive people. Some say that we are benevolent, depending on who you talk to. But I've never seen us be a deliberate people. I've always seen us be a passive, willing to take punishment type people. That's why I don't like watching the old stuff about the civil rights. I don't like watching those tapes about the Dr. Martin Luther King marches. Because every time I see those types of things, all I see is black people getting their ass kicked. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see black people getting shot with high pressure fire hoses, spit on, kicked, beat the fuck up, and not fighting back. Now you can sit up here and say, well, Max, those people stood for something. I get it. They did stand for something. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Courage to me isn't standing there and getting your ass whooped. Now, if you had to get your ass whooped to save your daughter, then I would say that would be courage. But if you're just sitting there getting your ass whooped by the enemy that you're trying to get equality from, I call that stupidity. I'm sorry. You know, I can't stand the civil rights movement. I don't like I don't like the civil rights movement. I just don't. I can't watch those old clips. I just can't do it. And I can't watch a lot of old. There's certain movies I just can't watch either. I can't do this shit with the yes or boss type shit. I can't do it. I can't do it because I believe that we're better people than that. We've always been a better people than that. And these depictions of us are very, very, very disgusting. And we got too many crazy people. We got too much mental illness in our society. Let's be realistic about it. There are people in this chat right now who are crazy. I can pick three of them out. I can pick three people out of this chat right now who are mentally ill. But it is what it is. We have mental illness in our society that we have to get a hold of. We have to get a handle on. You know, we have to stop thinking that the wrong things are right and the right things are wrong. We have to stop feeling sorry for bad people. See, a lot of this stuff with RBR is that you have black people feeling sad and feeling bad for bad people. See, you're looking at the fact that he's older, he may be going through something, right? And so you feel bad for him. But what you're not taking a look at is how dangerous he is. And the things that he say, how insightful and how influential he may be to younger generations. The way he attacks women, the way he attacks black people. You're not looking at that. He can do a whole lot of damage to us, even in a weakened state. That's what you're not paying attention to. How do we protect the community? Well, we have strong men who are willing to deal with the enemy by any means necessary. But how can we do that when we have our women getting in our way? Y'all got to stop doing that. Of course, this is not a thing about Max turning against black. I love black women. I'm never going to turn against black women. But you have to stop getting in our way. You have to stop defending these people and let the guys who are built to handle these dudes do what we can do. Let us handle it. When I went after the manosphere, I had women coming to their aid, came up on my panel and attacked me to try to protect the manosphere. When I went after Kevin Samuels, I had women infiltrate my Discord and try to shut me down from within to stop me from going after Kevin Samuels. When I went after the SYSBM, I had women come up here out of nowhere and try to disrupt the whole situation to stop me from going after them. All of my opposition against these guys, believe it or not, have been black women. Every time I go after these dudes who talking crazy about black women, it's the black women that come to their defense. Of course, there's been some dudes who done said some shit too. But it's the black women who actually tried to sabotage me and stop me cold, willing to destroy this platform. Now, of course, that didn't happen because I'm much stronger than that. But they tried it. Now, does that mean that I hate black women? Absolutely not. I love them even more because I understand their nature. I can't figure out why they fucking protect guys like this. That's still a mystery to me. I'll probably never know. Maybe if you can ask them, maybe they'll tell you. I have no idea. Dame has explained several things to me. I still don't get it. Dame has tried her best, trust me, to explain some of these behaviors. And I just don't get it. Maybe because I'm a man. And I can't really understand it from a woman's perspective. Why would a woman jump in front of me to protect RBR, who ain't nothing but a piece of shit, and he hate black women the most? He hates y'all the most. He will call y'all bees and hoes in a second and won't hesitate. And you can donate to him. He don't give a fuck. He'll talk about your children. He'll call you the worst things that he can possibly call you. He'll call your children the worst things he can possibly call them. He will verbally abuse you over and over again. He hates you the most. And you jump in front of me to defend him? So, no, you don't let people like this walk around in your neighborhood. You don't let people like this hang around in your community. God damn it, this ain't about no damn debate. This is serious shit. Young minds are at stake. Give a damn about no fucking debate. If all you care about is a goddamn debate, then you shouldn't be involved in any of these conversations. What are you even listening for? Get the fuck out of here. Seriously. When it comes down to black people and our plight, if all you give a fuck about is a debate, then get the fuck out of this room. I don't need you listening to me because your mind is fucked up. And you don't see, you blind as fuck. You don't see shit. You blind, deaf, and dumb. Fuck out of here. Go watch someone else. I will continue to grow my channel without you. I don't need anybody in here that fucked up in the mind. This ain't about no goddamn debate. This is some real shit going on here. Y'all better wake up. These young boys are being influenced by what they see on social media. They're in these goddamn chat rooms. They are fans of Kevin Samuels, RBR, the Manosphere. And they're going out here in the real world and they're biting women's faces off, busting them over the head with skateboards, shooting them, killing their babies. And they are fans of Kevin Samuels, the Manosphere, RBR, and the SBS, as well as SBM. Yes, I'm throwing RBR in there too because he is no different, if not worse. He is no different than Kevin Samuels. He is no different than the Manosphere. He is no different than the SYSBMs, if not worse. He's no different than Red Pill Rage, if not worse. He is of the same flock. I'll be right back, Dane.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we got that agenda going on with Lil Nasty X. Although it's gotten kind of quiet, or maybe I just hadn't been going looking for it. Um. Okay. Miss FedEx. You respect Max. Maybe you don't understand, my bro. You're honest. That's why they don't like you. That's why I love this channel. We keep it real over here. Y- Yeah, yeah. And he doesn't waver. He doesn't. Um. He don't have a butt. I I love women. I love black women, but or except when he's none of that. Yeah, he keeps putting the fire to the feet of black men, especially those that keep trying to say, "But we hold women accountable." You don't hold black women accountable for nothing. And that ain't waiver. And he even said why. For some reason they don't get it. You want to change a black woman, you got to change yourself, and she's going to respond to you or follow. Okay, you don't want her wearing weave and makeup, then you change how you respond to weave and makeup. You don't date women who wear weave and makeup. You every time you see woman in their natural, you compliment their natural. Although I don't know why that's a problem, but hey, I guess it is. Don't date women who wear weave and makeup. If that's what you don't like, don't complain about them. Just don't. And be like, oh, I want a more natural woman, and I'm not going to try to make you change to be what I want you to be. I don't think it's going to work out. But and she might call you all kind of names, or she ain't gonna get it, or she might say she can change. But in the meantime, it's your response to the women. You don't want them to be thoughts and sluts and all these loose women. Then don't go with thoughts and sluts and these loose women.
Okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Thanks, Dane.
Okay.
Way to hold it down. That's
Hmm.
that's my little sister, y'all. Love her to death, man. The Lady Dane. But yeah, shout out to Miss FedEx and Miss Mano Islander. Yeah, I tell guys, if you want women to change, you have to change it. So you have to be the reflection of what you want your women to be because they follow you. So if your reflection is bad, that's what they're going to show you. They're going to show you what you actually look like. They're going to show you what you're behaving like. They're going to reflect you. So you have to have your shit together and they will make the adjustment. And another thing that guys have a hard time with women because they don't understand the nature. If you want to deal with women, you need love, right? Express love. If you want a woman to stop wearing weave or whatever, when she's not wearing it, throw that love on her. Throw it on her hard, man. Kiss her, be around her, hands on her all the time, in her ear, whispering sweet nothings. Eventually she'll figure it out. She'll be like, hey, wait a minute. When I'm not wearing a wig, dude can't keep his hands off me. Now, when she throw on a wig, right? Love her still, but not as much. Back off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And she said, hey, honey, when I'm not wearing my wig, you all over me, but when I'm wearing the wig, you tend to back up. No, honey, because I just like the natural you. You look so beautiful when you're not wearing that. Don't be afraid to tell her that. Don't be afraid to tell her that she looks so beautiful when she's not wearing her wig. Tell her that and back it up. See, when you back it up, it hits hard when you tell her that. See, because when she ain't wearing it, you throwing it on her, right? Now there's some backup evidence. So now when she asks you that question, you tell them, "Well, damn, you look so beautiful. I just can't resist." Now it hits hard. Next thing you know, she running around here with Afro puffs, buying Afro pics and shit. Talking about a guy, talking about growing an Afro. which is beautiful for a black woman. Boy, black women can do some afros. Oh, it's something about a black woman with an afro, man. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. See, I'm from that old school, y'all. I'm from the days of the afro, so you know, I might grow me a mini brookie again. I might get me like a little mini fro. But anyway, so I'm just saying, right? And yeah, see, a lot of you guys, man, you got problems with telling your woman that you love her, right? And you got a problem expressing love with her. That's why y'all having a lot of problems with them. Women need love, man. Why? Because they're women. They're sweet. They're warm. They're cuddly. They're friendly. They like beautiful things. They like cleanliness. They like serene things in life. They love beautiful scenery. They love flowers. They love nice scented areas. You know, they're beautiful people. So love is a natural language that you can communicate with them with. They don't do well with abuse. I don't recommend any abuse, any kind of abuse. They don't do well with abuse. Abuse isn't their language. Love is. Use love on them. But some women you can't. Some women, every woman. Okay, some women, their mind is either crossed over or made up and it's going to go in the opposite direction of where you're heading. So no matter what you're doing, it isn't going to affect them. So you have to be able to recognize a woman like that quickly and don't waste your time or energy. Like for example, what's her name? Kai. When she came over here yesterday, immediately I knew that there was nothing I could say to her that would get her to see RBR in the correct light. Her mind was already made up. There was nothing. She was dead set against me and all for him. Right? There was nothing that I can do to change it. See, when you're into women like that, fellas, you need to know when to cut your losses. You're not going to change a woman like that. You're not going to get her mind's completely made up. Okay? So just step off and let it ride. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to force her. Just step off and let her ride. Because if you force her, now if I would have forced the issue, she would have tried to badmouth my platform, and she would have tried to tear down my image, all for a piece of shit like RBR. She's willing to sacrifice this place for a piece of shit like this. This place is a haven and a stronghold for black women to where we protect black women, where black women can come to be themselves, free from attack, and don't have to worry about being cursed out, don't have to worry about being attacked in here, called out their name. She's willing to sacrifice all of this for a piece of shit like RBR, where women aren't protected over there, where women do get called out their name, where they get cussed out, where they get dragged over there. She's willing to uphold that and tear this down, all for that piece of shit. See? So is she a black woman that really cares about other black women? No. She's selfish and don't give a fuck about what she cares about. She don't care that we got a haven over here for black women to come to. Before I made this space, right? For you new guys like Man Orlando, whatever. Before I made this space, right? There was nowhere black women can go on YouTube to where they weren't being cussed out and attacked by black men. I mean, it was bad. Almost every chat room you went into, they was getting jumped on, called out their name, verbally jumped by gangs of men. They were being ambushed on panels, but like 9 dudes jumping on one woman, calling I mean, just absolutely trying to annihilate the woman. But when I built this space, hold on one second.
Yeah. When he built this space, he built it as a safe place for women to come and talk and be themselves without having to worry about being ambushed or jumped on or being called bees or men coming in here to pick fight or even other women coming in here to pick fight. Um, and and that's what he told them. We went through a few testing where we lost people. You know, one of them was when we said you cannot call any woman the B word up in here. Lost their mind. It was eye opening for me because I was having a great conversation with one dude. I thought he was okay, but the moment he found out he couldn't call black women the B word, he lost his mind. I was like, it's really that important, and, But what if she's behaving like a bee? No, Max said, I don't care. You don't call them here that in here. You won't call black women to be. You do it on your channel. We're not doing it on here. So we lost a bunch of people. Then we had it where, a guy got into an argument with one of the ladies on the panel. And he got mad. And he started calling her names. He went around the edges of the B word. But the stuff he was saying was bad. Max broke it up and told him, no, you don't do that here. And he's like, she did it. She pissed me off. I don't care what she said. I told you. And you don't like it, you can get the F out.
Sorry about that, y'all. I'm having a little issue with my internet today, but I'm
Yeah.
back. Thanks, Stan, for holding it down.
Okay.
And somebody get them bots out of here. But like I was saying, right? Okay, the B word. Right now, I don't subscribe to that. If she's acting like a B, treat her like a B, or she acting like a hoe, treat her like a hoe. See, that's pimp logic. A man in his right state of mind doesn't think like that about women. That's why I don't subscribe to that. When these guys talking about, well, what is she acting like a hoe? I'm saying I don't care what she's acting like. You're not going to disrespect her in here, not in this space. 'Cause I don't believe in none of that. That's pimp logic. Pimps talk to women like that. Pimps believe shit like that. Well, she's a hoe. I'ma treat her like a hoe. That's pimps. Those are not upright thinking men. Those are pimps. I was telling the RBR, I said, listen, you can talk to a woman and get a point across to her without demeaning her, without talking down to her or calling her out of her name. Fuck that. You want me to lie to the women. I'm telling you the truth. If they're a B, I'm going to treat them like a B. If they're a whore, I'm just, well, RBR's letting you know that he's a pimp. That's the way pimps think. A man in his right mind that is upright walking with integrity does not think like that about women. We don't. Pimps think like that. And when I start doing my war on pimp culture, we're going to expose a lot of the way they think and their behavior. And you're going to see a lot of their behavior translate into a lot of these dudes in the manosphere, including RBR. Because RBR is manosphere too. He's manosphere too. He don't like black women either. He don't like black people. He's a coon too. Right. He treats his wife the same way. He talks to her like she's a hoe on a hoe strip. We've heard it. So we're not gonna subscribe to some pimp shit. Okay, then how are we doing on time? Dang.
All right. Just checking
Are
the
we,
time. We got another hour.
okay, let me know when you're ready, okay?
All
So
right.
we can get. Let me know 5 minutes before it's time, okay? And then we'll
Okay.
start shutting it down.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we're not gonna go too long tonight, y'all, because they ain't got to get up and go to work in the morning. She's my engineer. But yeah, but like I was saying, right? You know, he's a manosphere. He's no different than the SYSBMs. He don't give a damn about black women either, especially if you were listen. Um, what's a guy named Black Jerusalem, right? Which is a powerful name, by the way. Shout out to Black Jerusalem. That's one of the most. That's a powerful name. I really really like that. Um, goes to show you where that brother's head is at, man. He on some deep shit. I'm feeling that, Black Jerusalem. I'm really feeling that. Okay, so here's the deal. Over here, you're not censored in the way like now. Over here, you are censored a little bit. You can't call black women bees over here. You can't call them out their name at all over here. So I guess in a way there is some censorship. But other than that, you can pretty much be yourself and talk whatever you want as long as you ain't calling black women bees, right? But on RBR's show, you're uncensored, right? As long as you agree with him. See, over here, you're uncensored whether you agree with me or not. I don't have a problem with your disagreements. We can have that discussion. I'm cool with all of that. I just don't want you cussing the women out. Other than that, we straight. Okay? We cool in the game. But my thing is, over there with RBR, you're only you're only uncensored when you agree with him. Once you disagree with him, then he stops you from talking. He censors you and you can't talk anymore. I don't care what you're saying at that point. You won't be able to talk anymore. But anyway, forget. But anyway, let's move on. We were talking about black people embracing enemies. Now we're talking about sellouts selling out to the sellouts. Now we have known sellouts already, right? Known sellouts. But now they're starting to get their own little coalition and their own little faction going. Because now the sellouts got people selling out to them. And I hate to go back to RBR, but in the case, this is a perfect example of RBR who's a sellout, right? A committed sellout. And the guys who are selling out to him, like Woke Progressive, selling out. City of Truth, which is Flying Monkey, selling out. Up Y'all, selling out. Okay? And we have a trend of people selling out to sellouts. And now the sellouts are getting their own little group together. They got their own little working group of people who sell out. And it's bad, bro. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just been a rough day on the internet. Let me be established. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Rodney, peeping in, huh? Yeah. So, so, so we got people selling out to the sellouts. It's it gets a very very confusing. Yeah, yeah. So What? So RBR is calling you names, Rodney, but never had a conversation with you. No, I don't think he want to have a conversation with you, Rodney. Hmm. Especially after you read some of the things you wrote that I was posting on there. Oh, he read them. He commented on them, but after way after the fact, because he's in the middle of his rant. But selling out to the sellouts. So I always get a little confused how that works.
What's that there name?
When you're selling out to somebody that sells out.
Yeah, but I'm more concerned with us embracing enemies and not
Mm-hmm.
being able to recognize our enemies simply because they're black. I mean, you got black enemies too, people. You know, damn, that's the sweetest sweet tea I've ever tasted. You're gonna get somebody diabetes with that. But anyway, I can't even drink that. That's too sweet.
Add
Um,
some water in there. Water it
yeah, I'm
down a
gonna have
bit.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Rodney. Yeah, I know. But that's the way he does things. You know. See, I don't like playing with people, man. I'm straight up. Um, I don't like all of the shit that's going back and forth. You know, the fact that Miss FedEx had to endure her child being berated and demeaned by this lunatic. I don't appreciate that. Any man in their right state of mind, right, would have a problem with that. If you a man and you don't have a problem with another man talking crazy about a woman's child, then there's something wrong with you as a man. Maybe you need to check your man status. Even if that child isn't a particularly good child, there's a way you go about things. See, I don't believe in if you take a woman off the street who's a prostitute and you want to try to change her and help her. I don't believe that you bring her in just to call her a whore. I don't think that that's how you get started. Be like, look, you're a whore. I'm trying to help you, but you're a whore. That's not how you talk to people. Okay. But according to some people, that's telling her the truth. If she's a prostitute, she already knows the truth about herself, right? And if you're supposed to be helping, then you need to help rather than demean her even more. I don't believe that you have to do that. I believe that you can talk to a woman. You know, I had a conversation quickly with Kelly Ray, right? Me and Kelly Ray bumped heads before. Now she's a white woman, and I don't even like white women. Okay, but I recognize that I was wrong about something, and even me, being a man of integrity, said to her that I have to do better. See, I'm willing to recognize things about myself. That's what a man does. I realize that I have to do better in certain areas when I communicate with people. My flaws aren't anyone else's problem. My flaws are my flaws alone. I need to work on my flaws. So I realize as a man, I have to do better. And so when we understand that about ourselves, then we can improve. Then we can have better relations with people. Okay. But we do have a serious problem in the black community. dealing with these coons, dealing with these enemies who are now black. I will go on record to say that right now, white people aren't really messing with us like that. It's black people. Our fight right now is with black people. You got black people coming in places trying to tear places down. They want the good places torn down and the bad places to be represented. You know? And think about it, they don't care who sees them either. Like that girl Kai did not care who saw her. Don't care nothing about this space. Don't know the history of the space. Don't know what kind of space this is, but was willing to tear it down so a terrible space can remain standing. She doesn't know that this is a place that black women and women in general can come to and be themselves free from attack, right? Because she probably wasn't aware of what used to happen before spaces like this existed. And Dame could tell you, we used to have a whole bunch of people come over here. A lot, used to be a lot of people in the chat. Until one day I said that you can no longer call black women bees over here. And everybody lost their damn mind. I mean, I had to actually get rid of some people because they just freaked out on me. What? I can't call a woman a bee? Nah, not over here on this channel. They just, I lost all kinds of support, so-called friends. My numbers dropped tremendously. I went from having damn near 100 and some people in the chat down to like 25. I mean, the numbers dropped. They plummeted because I said you can't call the women bees in here. But that's the way I was taught. That's the way I grew up. I was taught to have respect. I'm traditional. I'm old school. I don't believe that you need to talk to women that way. Now, you can call me an old cliche. You can call me an old simp. You can call me whatever you want to call me. That's fine. I don't mind you calling me names. Names don't bother me. It's the lies that bother me. So if you want to say, well, Max is a simp because he respects women, okay, I'm cool with that. I'll be your simp. Because it's true, I respect women. So if that makes me a simp, oh, well, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to change. I'm still going to love and respect black women. Max is an old fool because he loves and respects black women. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to be an old fool. I was raised in an era where if you couldn't say it around your mother, then you just didn't say it around other women. That's what we were taught. That's what I was taught. And that's what I still believe today, right? If you met me in real life, I have a certain demeanor around women. I don't talk crazy around women. I act like I have some manners. I act like I have a brain in my head, and I always exercise self-control. I don't talk to women like I've never had sex before. Like these little sexual trolls. As soon as they talk to women, they can't wait to say something raunchy to her. I don't talk like that to women. The conversation is not going to end with us talking about my phallus. So, with that being said, Dame, I have something to do real quick. Get and hold it down, okay?
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, yeah. Max and men like him have self control. They don't lose their mind. Um, they don't go. They don't change towards women the way they dress. They admire the figure, but they don't let the figure dictate how they act. You know. Um, yeah, yeah. What she's wearing or not wearing, or how she's dressed or not dressed. He treats all women like ladies. He treats them all with respect. He don't. He don't pander to them. You know. He talks to them, and he talks to them with respect. You know, he might disagree about something she's doing, and he'll have a conversation about it. You know, why she's doing what she's doing. You know, you know, is there something behind it? Not if what she's doing is right or wrong. What's behind what she's doing? You know, yeah. And what it is, he can pinpoint to that she got hurt. She got hurt by some man, or she's doing the best she can with what she got. She's doing what she got to do to survive, or to make sure her kids survive, or there's always something behind it. If a woman is mean, there's something behind it. If she's mad, there's something behind it. You know, everything, there's something behind it. If she has a good attitude, there's something behind it. If she has a bad attitude, there's something behind it. And stop taking everything women say or do or respond to things personal. A lot of times it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes you're projecting on her, and you don't let what she does change how you are. Because she's mad and she snaps on you, don't mean you snap right back at her. Sometimes what's coming, what she's dealing with, crosses over into what she's doing at the moment, or she hadn't had time to calm down from whatever situation is she's responding to respond correctly. Or if she's frowning, don't assume it has anything to do with you, or or anything you said or did. It could be she don't even realize her face is making those faces, and it's not your job to change her from being the expression on her face, or ask her to smile or anything. You just leave her be, and be like, and what makes Max think he's an authority? Well, he had a mama. He had five sisters. He dated and married black women. Well, he married a black woman, but he dated. He had lessons from his father, his grandfather, lessons from his mama, older sisters, and then plain just quietly observing things that's going on around him and his family. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. He don't jump to no conclusion. He recognized things that this is just women being women. And just because you don't like it or you don't understand it or it seems unusual or weird or you don't quite get it, that's okay. You're not a woman. Just accept this is women and learn how to deal with it. Otherwise, you're going to be coming across this over and over and over again. You can run away from black women and say, oh, no, no, no. Not all women like that. It's a black woman thing. These other women don't. You don't see it now. Wait till you live with one or be with one. Then you're going to start seeing it over and over again, no matter what ethnic group you go to. And then you're going to realize, oh, it's just women being women. It's not a black woman thing, a white woman thing, a Asian woman thing. It's women or female. It's female. You might even see it in little girls and babies and stuff like that. So if you can't handle a female girl, woman being a female girl or woman, uh, are you sure you have some attraction to them and stuff like that? You sure you're not in denial about which side you want to be with? You know, and all this nonsense about women saying they don't want black men or they don't want men. No, no, no. It's just that they run into so many F dudes that they just kind of giving up. They taking a break and stuff like that because they running into the same thing over and over and over again. They need to find they trying to figure. They just taking a break till they recharge their batteries and figure out, is it them or is it the guys or is their
It's cool.
environment.
Hey, I'm sorry, Dan. Man,
Mm-hmm.
they still stuck on the I-95 there in Virginia. Are you kidding me? They still stuck over there. They still got 95 shut down. And I got to go to Jersey too, man.
Is there a service road?
No, man, they still got 95 shut down in Virginia. Man, they had all of those people that got stranded in that snowstorm up there. They said hundreds, got stranded up there in that big snowstorm.
Oh,
They still got it shut down up there, man. I'm in South Carolina right now, so I could be in Virginia by tomorrow. So hopefully they'll have it opened up by tomorrow. But yeah, people. So a lot of these guys. I was talking to some of these guys, right, and they mad about a woman's attitude. And I told them, I said, well, you got to stop getting in the way of women being women. Women have attitudes. Get used to it. The black woman isn't the only one with an attitude. Women have attitudes in general. Even female animals have attitudes. I had two female cats. They had attitudes. Okay, so it's not something that you're going to get away from. It's something that is natural, and it comes to them naturally. So stop trying to suppress it. Stop trying to tell them to not be themselves. Let them be women. These guys don't want women to be women. They keep trying to interfere with a woman being a woman. Stay out of that. That is none of your business. You're not a woman. Let her have her little attitude. Let her get emotional. Let her do her woman thing. You mind your own damn business. First of all, I don't even know why these guys are in women's business like that in the first place. I've never seen shit like this since I came on social media. You got men all in women's business about makeup and hair and all that. When I first heard that, I was like, what? So immediately the first thing came to my mind was that these guys are gay. because that's not something that real men engage. We don't engage women in conversations about their hair and makeup. We don't know anything about that shit, nor do we give a damn. I don't care if she's wearing a weave. I don't even know what a weave is. I'm not interested. I don't care. You know. Now, guys say that women wear other women's hair in their head, and that the DNA from that hair affects the DNA of the woman, right? Okay, show some proof of that. Because if you can't provide any proof of that, then it's just hearsay. Whenever these guys say that, and I say, okay, provide some evidence, they shut up. They shut up. You see, they know how to talk that shit to people who don't know how to challenge them. If you're gonna say that the woman's hair or her mind is being affected by the DNA of the hair of another woman, then you're going to have to show me the evidence of that. I need to see the study that's was done. I need to see what they tested, and I need to see how they came up with the conclusion that a woman's brain is affected by the DNA that's in the hair that comes from off the head of another woman. Show me that evidence. They can't show you that evidence because it's just a made up talking point. See? So what's going on in the chat? They engage the chat. My chat isn't moving. Dang.
All right, so let's see. So my chat ain't moving either. Last thing said is Miss FedEx saying no. Kai knows what she's been doing for about
Okay.
2 months.
Well, my stomach is hurting, y'all. I need to lay down. So I'm going to give y'all a big peace, power, unity, and leave y'all in the hands of the dame. I think she's going to be leaving pretty soon too, but she's got to go to work. But that's it for me, y'all. I'll holler at y'all probably on Friday. So okay, I'm gonna lay down, and my stomach is not feeling too good, man. So peace, power, unity, y'all. All right, Dame. I'll talk to you later in the back chat.
Okay.
Shout out to Maurice Delk and all that.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Y'all listening? Okay. So these guys, the DNA in her hair. Okay. So the stuff they come up with now. All right. So I don't know what to tell you about that. This is the first I heard of it. But yeah, as I was saying, all women are being women. And and if y'all saying other um non-black women or don't have the attitude, or they don't have the same type of attitude, or they nicer, nah, it's not any different. It's just that you're not living with them, you're not seeing them every day, you know. I don't want to be like what movie that was. Bill Bellamy was in, and he was having trouble with black woman after black woman, and he decided he's gonna give him a white woman, and her and a waitress was getting into it, and he's just like he was like, "Oh, you just as bad as a black woman," and she's like, "And what are you talking about?" Then she was ready to beat his behind up. Turns out he had his own issue and baggage. And he was projecting it on the women. Yeah. And I know women carry male DNA in them if they carry boys that got some truth, but I never heard of that. Shoot, I heard women carry male DNA when they have sex with a man. That it gets absorbed into her body and in her bones, and it'll take at least 7 years for her to shed that man's DNA. Um, 7 years without sex. Yeah. Now, now I heard something like that, and it's a theory that that's why women should not have sex with that too many partners. That she needs to give her body time to shed that male's DNA. My theory is it takes that long to deal with a breakup completely. Like there are 7 stages of grief. Well, I believe there's 7 years to really get over. Because you got to go through several processes. Yeah, to the point where what he does not phase you, affect you, do one way or the other. Some women can say they do it now, but I often think of it as a face front. There's a certain way they respond and talk and move that lets you know that they really over, and that what he doesn't matter. It can even that they can even develop a friendship with a man that they couldn't stand a few years ago. I read that, but it's due to oxytocin bonding chemical God gave us for pair bonding. Could be that too. But I don't know. If the oxytocin helps you bond to your children and helps you bond to your man, how come if you give it enough time and it's done correctly, you can unbond from the man in the sense that that craziness go away and you just into a friendship level, but you never unbond from your children. The most you could do is they grow up an adult and you transition into seeing your children as adults. But that bond you have with them never completely goes away. Because it's like a drug because it has to burn itself out. Hmm. Well, so we should treat breakup like 7 stages of grief and um a a drug detox. Well, well, I think the bonding process is even more surely when people are living together. That's why I think people who have no intention of getting married should not live together. I don't care if it be easier to split the rent or whatever reason. Love rehab, if you will. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, because a bonding can be very strong, and even when you know it's not right, there's something wrong. It's hard to break. That's why I refer to it as the wolf with his paw in the trap. If the wolf really wants to get away, he will bite through his own paw or bite through his own leg to get himself out of the trap. And that's how it feels like, when you bond it and you know it ain't right. But I love him. Girl, he don't have no job. But I love him. He got 4 kids. But I love him. All he got is his side hustle. But I love him. He's homeless. But I love him. That's the two sides. Your brain and your bonded heart is going. Girl, what you do if you're gonna get pregnant? But I pregnant? No, 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 no. No, no, no. Can I get pregnant? Oh, now we on the same page. You know what you're gonna have to do, right? It's gonna hurt, and it'll be the hardest thing you're gonna do. But you're gonna have to bite the bullet. You're gonna have to chew your arm off to get away from him. But I love him. Do you want to have a kid for this man? See, that was one too many us. Okay. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna break it off with him. It's not you gonna even if you have to do it's not him, it's me. When we know it's him, it's him. But I love him. He's a good guy. Look, don't make me slap you again. You're gonna stop that. It's- but I love. You want another one? You want to get another slap? Shh, stop with that. Yeah. Every time you say I love, I'm gonna mention baby. Exactly. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna break up with him. Well, you know what he's gonna do. Yeah, yeah, I know that trick. You know that trick. You're gonna hit all them hot spots. He's gonna turn your engines on. He's gonna rev you up. And he's gonna get you to forget about it or give him one more chance. But you gonna cross them legs until they hurt, and you gonna stick to your guns. But do you want another slap? What do I have to do right now? Do you want to end up pregnant? Exactly. Now we're on the same page. You're gonna tell him, okay, T, I gotta talk to you for a minute. Um, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think we need to break up. I got baggage, you got baggage, So, but what I do? You don't do that. It's not you. It's me. I got some baggage to get through. You got some baggage to get through. We need to concentrate on our baggage, and we can't do that as long as we're together. You know, I got issues. I know you got issues. I see you working on your issues. I got to work on my issues, and I find it hard to work on my issues while I'm with you. Is it another dude? Oh man, why you gotta go there? No, it's not another dude. It's never an. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, come on, baby. Just give me one more chance. What are you talking about? No, no, no more chances. No. Oh, please, please. Kissy, kissy. Kiss. Touch here. Rub there. One more chance, babe. No. Okay, do I get a goodbye? Some goodbye nookie? No. That's how people get caught with pregnancy with goodbye nookie. No goodbye nookie. It's it. It's over with. Oh, come on, baby. Something to keep me warm on them cold nights. It's getting winter time now. Okay, go find someone else. You don't mean that. I'll deal with it. You're free now. Go. You want somebody else. Is there another man? Is it Jim and them? Your friends? Nah. Where you get this idea from? But that's what my ex did. You see, that's what I'm talking about. We got baggage to deal with. You got baggage left over from your ex. Kiss, kiss, rub, rub. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. Stop. No. And kiss, kiss, and then bite down on the tongue. Hey, let me go. I'm not letting go of your tongue until you stop. Get your hands off of me. What is wrong with you? Well, I'm saying, let me just more like, yeah. No means no. Get your hands off and I'll let go of your tongue. What is wrong with you, woman? You act like I'm gonna rape you. Oh no, I don't believe you're gonna rape me, but you were not accepting my no's. And no doesn't mean no, even though I don't consider rape, but still, I said no. It's like that. Tell me, you can be honest. Was it somebody else? No. T, no, no, T. There's no other dude. Just need to break up. We got things to work on. It's another dude. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's another dude. Yes, you're right. It's another dude. Whatever. Are we over with? And that is how break up when you feel like the wolf with the paw in the trap. So the you knowing now you got to bite through that bone, and the bone is stubborn. It takes a lot to break it, especially when you're using your teeth. Hopefully, everyone is having another pleasant evening. Yeah, so I lied. There was no other dude. There never was another dude. There was not another woman either. Though that hadn't occurred to me until I was talking to somebody years ago and said, "Was it another dude? It was another woman." What? Huh? No. What? I'm not gay. But that was. But just in case somebody was thinking that, no, there was not another one. It was never another dude. It's just that he wasn't accepting the breakup. Part of him was still trying to, stay in. Even though I got him to admit, oh, we got baggage, we got things we need to deal with, and I'm going crazy. And unless you want me to turn into crazy stalker woman, I think we got to break up. I'm changing. I don't like the way I'm changing. Uh huh. Yeah. If I had made that complete change, I would have turned into the the crazy girl. Wait a minute. Did everyone see How I Got Married? You remember the one that's married to the Jill Jai White character, and she talked about how she's stalking the dude and how his resting rate and all this. Wait a minute, that might have been How He Got Married too. No, Why I Got Married too. No. That was Why I Got Married too. And she was going into the breakdown and how she was stalking him and how she was monitoring him and she knew all of his bio signs and heart rate and resting heart rate, his sex heart rate. I was like, what the? Well, it makes sense, but dang, that's too much work. That's a job to be a stalker. And I guess I could be that type, if I had that, if I was motivated like that. Normally I'm not in a situation where I have to be jealous or anything. Not that I'm the most beautiful woman or girl. I tend to not have that issue. I'm usually the girl that's trying to break up. It's not you, it's me. It's and to a certain level, I do believe it. It's just I believe that it's not you, it's not me. It's that we're not right for each other. For some reason, when you start off with that saying we're not right for each other, we're not meant to be together. You know, I can see it already. That is we're not going down the line. Now, if you want friendship, an occasional person go out, yeah, I could do that. But to be in a relationship, and since you want to be in a relationship and a marriage, I think you be wasting your energy spending all that on me when I know it ain't going anywhere. And you might as well break up so you can go out there and find the one that's for you. That's what I believe. That, but I do give the "it's not you me" speech because they don't hear you when you say, "I'm not the one for you. I'm not the right person for you." I hear guys say they'll change. I'll change. I'll be whatever you want to be. No, I don't want you to change. I want you to be you. Just that I'm not the one for you. Don't try to change to be what you think I want you to be and stuff like that. That ain't gonna work. Just like if I was to change, it ain't gonna work. You either it or you not. I knew you were not. Yeah, just that I had some doubts about it, and so I lingered a little on. That was my fault. I knew almost from the second date. I thought the first date we were both very, very nervous and stuff like that. So I figured it was just, the first date was just a fluke, nervousness. But as I said, by the second one I kinda knew. Yeah. Yeah. But then you see, I was always trained that hey, I brought money to my when I go out on a date. My grandfather trained me that way. Bring money, order what you can afford to pay, and if they start acting the monkey, well, that's not the word he used. If you start acting the monkey and talking about, well, since I paid for your dinner and stuff like that, you owe me bull crap. Pull out that money. They start acting ass while you after you made the order. You be like, excuse me, could you make the artist to go put his separate tickets? I'll pay for mine. He'll pay for his, and go. hmm So yeah, so my grandfather always taught me to do that because you know in fact, yeah, my grandfather taught me that. My mom didn't tell me nothing about that. Well, she did believe in the money, but then she also been talking about my grandfather. But she didn't go into more detailed reasons. My grandfather gave me more detailed reasons why. Same thing with the roll of quarters. You know, he wanted me to have a couple of rolls of quarters so I have more punching power in case I get a attacker date or a pressure date, or you get the date that dumps you on the side of the road and say you park stop at the side of the road and said, give it up, or get out. Yes, we had there were dudes like that, and sometimes you mistakenly get one. Okay, bye, and start walking. Usually like to pay attention to where you're going so you can figure out how far you're gonna walk to the nearest payphone. Yeah, back in the good old days for those of you who are very young, there were payphones. There were phones that was out where public phones where you pay your money and you can make a call. Although I could have made a collect call, because my grandfather said, I don't care what time of the night, I don't care if it's collect, you call me if you're in trouble. And you see, a lot of them payphone has the address of where you were at on there. So I'll be like, according to this payphone, I'm at such and such address, and I give every, kind of details I can give. But, I very seldom ran into that neither. Most of the time when I'm on the payphone, I mean, because I broke down on the side of the road, car broke down, flat tire, the spare was flat. I had that happen a couple of times, where I had a flat tire and then my spare went flat. Either because I didn't think about getting the tire check as often as I would get the tires that I'm rolling with, so I will forget every now and then to have them check the pressure in the spare to make sure it's is solid. So ladies, if you don't already know, get your spare tire check every now and then. The one that's in the trunk. Oh, and in case you didn't see one in the trunk, there's a compartment underneath the floor of the trunk where the tire is. Go looking for it, ladies. Cause I was laughing. One guy was calling the wrecker and it said, "But I don't have a spare tire." I was like, "Lady, you got a spare tire." I never had a spare tire. Okay, come with a spare tire. He goes in the trunk. He lifts up the flap at the floor of the trunk. Yep, spare tire. But he ended up having to give it to her anyhow because she had that thing so long, the sucker dry rotted. Hmm. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So my grandfather taught me about having rolls of quarters. Two reasons. One, so you can have some power behind your punches. He told me roll of quarters. He told my cousin maybe roll of nickels or dimes. You know, yeah. And of course, I had to earn my roll of quarters and my nickels and my dimes, my roll of dimes. Well, when I was younger, when he was teaching me this, when I was like 10 and 12, it was a roll of dimes. But as I got older, I needed a roll of quarters. It fit better in my hand. Yeah. Not to mention, it come in handy a couple of rolls of quarter in the purse. You gotta beat them off. Oh yeah. I learned that from a church lady who always had her Bible in her purse, and she was getting robbed, and she got so mad that this guy had the nerve to rob her in front of her bank in daylight. She's just coming back from church, so she decided to beat the Holy Spirit out. She was so mad. It's like she didn't see the gun. And he reminded her of somebody, and she attacked him. By the time the police come, they were rescuing him from her. It's like watching Fred Sanford with Esther, and it's like, what do you got in that purse? Bricks. Well, she had her Bible, which was a pretty thick one, because she needed the big giant print one for because sometimes she didn't have her reading glasses, or she wanted to look cute. She didn't want to wear reading glasses. Uh, and she would go to the bank. She would collect jars of coins and stuff like that. Yeah, because we helped her roll them up. We helped her roll them up, and yeah, and yeah, we helped her roll them up, and she was beating them, and she had all them rolls of coins in her purse with her Bible. Yeah, I wasn't there to see if I, even though I was there to roll the coins, I was there on holiday, Job Corps, and I went back because mine was just for the weekend, pass for the weekend, and and when the girl who invited me came back, she said, "You won't believe what happened." my my auntie got what they call hijacked, stuck up. Yeah, somebody tried to stick her up when we was at the bank. You know, I was like, "Oh, that's horrible. What happened?" She beat him until the police came. What? And she broke down the whole story to me. I was like, she didn't see that gun. Why the guy didn't shoot? Either he didn't have no bullets, or he didn't want to call attention, or he just didn't want to shoot an old lady. Even when she was beating him with a purse full of roll up coins, quarters, nickels, dimes, the rare 50 cents piece wrappers, and silver dollar wrappers. Oh my goodness, she had quite a collection. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I was like, well, how come all exciting stuff happen after I'm gone? But anyway, yeah. So guys, girls, if you hear that it's not you, it's me speech, don't hear it as it's you, not me. Hear it as you were not right for me. I am not right for you. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, my grandfather's a scoundrel, so yeah, he know about scoundrel. Um, Yeah, when I heard bad stuff about black men, it did not come from my mom. No, my mom didn't even say a bad word to my father, and he's a deadbeat. He's a runaway dad. Anyway, um, I heard it from my grandfather. He said, "You Negroes are no good," and he feels sorry for the women, the young women that have to deal with you Negroes. Did everyone remember to like and share this video? Let's see. I'm a little behind. Yeah. Some of them like. I guess we'll find out about the share later. And yeah. So my grandfather was like, "Negroes are no good." They'd be there. They'd be like, how can you say that? You're a scoundrel." He said, "Yeah, but I took care of my kids. You know, every one of them." Yeah, my grandfather cheated on his wives. He was married more than uh, twice. My grandmother, my biological grandmother, had died, and he married my grandmother that I grew up with. Second wife, cheated on both of them. Got kids outside the marriage. Well, he had kids from the sound of it. He had kids before the marriage. Although I ain't met any of them that's older than my aunt. Um, But yeah, we found out. Well, there might be one. Apparently, when my grandfather was in the army, World War II, he was stationed in New Zealand, Australia. They built the landing strips out there. Uh, I never found. My mom is the only one that seen this doggone letter. My grandfather had a habit of shoving letters in this thing, and we was trying to look for something, and she came across and she asked my grandfather about it, and he was fussing about, you need to mind your own business, mind your business, get your nose out of his stuff. Well, you put it where I can find it. And he went somewhere in his room, and we never could find it. But I believe my mom, she saw it, she read it, and he was in Australia and New Zealand. So but we found out about the last of his children about a year before he passed away. Shaka, Hawaiian. No, he even stationed in Hawaii. Shoot, I have a feeling if he went to Hawaii, he wouldn't have left. But I think my uncle, my his older brother was in Hawaii, but he was in the Navy, so it's a good possibility. But we did know he was one of them ships that came after the Japanese attack Pearl Harbor, and we think part of the reason why he drunk was because he had to hear them men die because them ships went down, but there was still pockets of air for a while, and you can hear the men tapping and let them know where they at, so they could be rescued, and they couldn't rescue them. They had nothing to be able to rescue them, and they had to listen to these men tapping as they try to figure out how to get them out. Some of them never got rescued, so you can imagine that. So we believe that driven him to drinking, but it hit him late in life because he worked for years. Yeah, he'll occasionally have drink or he'll get drunk on the weekend, but he worked. He didn't really start drinking and getting drunk until much later when he retired. And that's when we were kids. When we were kids, because actually he's my great uncle and stuff like that. He's my grandfather's older brother, and my grandfather's younger brother stationed in France. Let me see. He was kind of there in Normandy and stuff like that. He didn't get let out where all the people were getting all the men were getting shot up. He was like further down, but he had to go out there and pull soldiers out of the way of the shooting. So he saw that. He said, "I had never been so glad to be a Negro." Yeah, yeah. Equality is not always a good thing because they were blacks. They weren't put with the white people and stuff like that. So they got put down further away from the action and stuff like that. So they and he said it was horrible, seeing okay, these guys getting shot up when he just saw them filling up on eggs and pork chops and steaks and all this other stuff. So so he was like, equality is not always a good thing. Never been so glad to be separated. You know, but he still went out there because he was assigned to help the medics, and then with the translation because he spoke both French and English. Yeah, they had a lot of Louisiana guys out there, but they only spoke French, no English, you know, or they knew very little English, or their English so accented nobody could understand what they were saying. But my great uncle spoke French and English. Yeah, his mom was very very mad about that. She wanted him to go to college. She wanted him to become a preacher. Yeah. hmm Yeah, he had quite a gift for language. hmm Yeah, and yeah. Um, Come to think of it, my grandfather was the same way. He was glad that the troops were segregated. He said he said it's bad enough you gotta watch out for the white people in front of you trying to shoot you. Then you have to worry about the white people behind you trying to shoot you. Oh, no, 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 no. I am all for segregation of the troops. I'm like, it was like that. He said, yeah. He said, I ain't saying they done it all the time, but there's some suspicious. some suspicious that they heard going around, and be like, mm. Let me see. Oil and air leak in small bubbles from the USS Arizona at Pearl Harbor every day till tourists visit it every day to watch and throw flowers. What? Well, the oil I can understand, but the air? Wait a minute. Is it the same place where the oil was leaking out at? Whoa. Yeah, but I think if lack of air didn't kill them, lack of water and food would have killed them. Yeah. You know what? It's weird. I wasn't thinking about all this during Veterans Day. But I'm thinking about all this now. I guess because I was talking about my grandfather and we went around the world, and next thing you know, we talking about their what they told me they were. I think a lot of stuff they kept out because Uncle Silver told a lot of the funny stuff that was done, and 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 crazy stuff. My grandfather talked about the sugarcane field in New Zealand. It was a beautiful place, and if he was to ever to live outside the United States, that was where he wanted to go. Um, and Uncle Curly didn't really say anything at all. The stories I heard about my great uncle, my grandfather's older brother, I heard from them. You know, cause he was what was it? What they call it? They're responsible for the supplies and stuff like that. Staff sergeant. I forgot what it was. Yeah, and then there was all the time they would switch to French. I didn't know French, although I did used to spook my grandfather's brother because, okay, I'm sitting there eating breakfast. I'm taking my time. I have this big old giant bowl of cereal with like three or four different cereal and some milk, and I'm just eating. I was there first. They came down. They were talking, and I guess I don't know what they were talking about. But they were saying it in French, and I'm just sitting there eating because they turned off the TV. I don't know. It's something I done. I couldn't watch TV, so I'm just watching them while I'm eating my cereal. And and this is what I know what happened, even though I couldn't quite understand it. So uh, so my grandfather's little brother's like looking at him and saying, "Does she speak French?" I'll listen French now. Louisiana Creole French. Okay. And it's like, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. She looked like she understand what we're saying. I'm getting all this from gestures, something about some of the words I would recognize. I have no clue what they were saying. But this is what I was picking up from the way their body language. Their body language. Yeah, but shoots, we got neutral rats in Louisiana. That's about the same sort of thing. So that wouldn't be nothing new for my grandfather. Hmm. Yeah, if they look anything like neutral rat, they might have got eaten. No, 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 no. I forgot. No, no, no. My grandfather really did hate rats, mainly because of them trying to bite. That's why my grandfather and them they slept with their boots on. But apparently the rats in the foxhole were a lot worse than the rats in the field. Rats in the field, they got a variety of things they can eat. They not really not into you gotta worry about them with dead bodies, but not with living people so much. Are they after the food or whatever? There's things you can do. But apparently these rats that were in the foxhole were more of a problem. My yeah, My grandfather's little brother, he slept with it. He told a story about them eating. They they took little nips out of the sole of his, off the soles of his feet, because he had callus up there. He didn't feel it right away till he went to stand on his feet, and we looked up. He saw, little nips. He said, he said them things were so sneaky. I didn't even feel it. I was able to sleep, but he said that scared him. He said, I don't want to wake up one day and not have no feet. So he went to sleep with his boots on. Said let them eat on the soles of his boots. He said, I can always get some new boots, but I can't get no new feet. Oh, anyway, back to the cereal eating. And it's like, I don't think so. And it's like, what she's looking at is like she understands everything I'm saying. So he goes to me speaking in French. Uh, do you speak French? And I go, no. He said, do you understand what I'm saying? No. Are you saying no, you don't know what I'm saying? Or, but that means you know what I'm saying? And I thought about it for a moment. Um, no, I don't know what you're saying. Can you speak French? No, I can't speak French, which was confusing the heck out of him. So he finally said, go play outside. I'm eating. Go eat. Take the bowl with you. Go outside. I'm gonna get in trouble. My grandfather father said, "Girl, take the bowl. Eat outside. I'm explain it to your grandmother so you don't get in trouble. You promise? Yes. Okay. But if I get in trouble, it's on you." I went outside, finished eating my cereal, came back. They stopped. I rinsed out my bowl, cleaned it up real quick, put it in the drain, and I went back outside. And when my uncle came out, he was like, "You sure you don't speak French? All this in French?" No, I don't speak French. My mom come up. Does this child speak French? No, she don't speak French. Well, how come she seem to understand what I'm saying? She's guessing. She's reading your body language. He's, so he's like, "What can you say in French?" And I used to know my numbers in French. Let's see. I think I got as far as oh shoot. I used to know my numbers in French. I knew like five numbers in French and muy bien and I think comment ça va and cher bébé. Although I thought that was English. Yeah, cher bébé. Oh, sure, cher bébé. Oh, don't cry, cher bébé. Oh my goodness, I hadn't done that in years. Um, I have some cousins. They're very Creole speaking French, even though they speak in English. Actually, we used to do that to boys a lot when they were whining and complaining, or they was fussing the girl. We was like, "Oh, cher bébé, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. It's not too bad. Oh, it's gonna be okay, baby, cher bébé." Yeah, and they get mad. Also, they be laughing because all the facial expressions and all that other stuff. Let me see. My friend's husband, in Alabama, has pest control company. She hates those Trino things. Gopher rats too. They are big. Oh yeah, they the super rats of the rat kingdom. They are with neutral rats. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are they neutral and neutrino? Are they the same thing? Okay, maybe the same thing. Yeah, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. I think some of Texas got neutral rats. Yeah, yeah. They be all at the levees and the canals in my area, of Louisiana. It's like this levee in Port Bay. I ain't seen them. I seen something that was swimming, but I'm too far away because I'm at the very top of the levee, or I'm at the mid-range of the levee where people got their houses at. Oh my goodness! And I'd be like, "What y'all do when it floods?" Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I just couldn't remember what the right spelling was. Okay. Also, so the same thing. Oh yeah, they get. I heard they get big. And I keep thinking of this movie with the giant rats and 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 okay, the giant rats, and they were killing them. Then come to find out, these what they were killing were the baby rats, and the baby rats were as big as Great Danes. Well, if these are the baby, what the heck the mama look like? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's believed that if we used to have a nuclear war, the only thing to survive would be the roaches and the rats. Uh, okay, so although I did read a book where the people were eating the rats, but anyway, um, yeah, yeah. So I never learned French. So my grandfather um married two women that did not speak French. They spoke English. Wait, see, my grandfather, Dave, you wanted a good job, you had to speak English. The Yankees came into the South and they were offering good jobs, but you had to speak English. So the schools was pushing the kids to speak English. So if you was caught speaking French in school, they would whip you. They would hit you over the hand with a ruler. I remember my grandfather being very mad about that. He didn't like that. Um, but something he couldn't help. He's like, I can understand in class, but it was recess. But he ain't the only one. I spoke to some older people, white and black. They didn't like that, and now they thought it was ironic that they're trying to bring French back into Louisiana after they tried the years of beating it out of us. So yeah, so the so in his mind, married woman that spoke English, the children would speak English, and so they will have better opportunities for a good job. But anyway, hey, it's getting past my bedtime. I went 20 minutes over the mark. All right, y'all. It's time for me to go to bed. It's time to say goodbye tonight. I can't remember the rest of that song, but I like it so. I'm going to make up words to go. Sing it out loud. I will sing it all day. All right. I think the song was Amen. Yeah. Good night, everyone. We shall leave out with some music and be gone. Peace, power, and unity, everyone. More than likely, we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right. Y'all have a good night. Maybe we'll continue on with this discussion.